Okay, hopefully all of the technical difficulties are done and taken care of, and we are back with something that we know works. Holy crap, I've never had so many technical difficulties from games on a stream before. Like, I've had, like, Twitch technical difficulties, and I've had OBS technical difficulties. I don't think I've ever had so many game technical difficulties outside of like when Ooblets used to crash and stuff. But we're back. It's working. Hopefully everything is working. The sound, the video. Oy. Yeah, that Ghost game looked cool, but so like the way the controllers were hard coded was that your WASD was your movement, which okay, fair enough, but it doesn't control your camera. Your camera was controlled literally by not even clicking and dragging your mouse, but just by touching your mouse. But then all of your other commands were also to your mouse. So it's like, how do you expect me to use the mouse buttons or the scroll wheel and not move the mouse at all? Like, at least in like an MMO, you usually click and drag your mouse or like, you know, whatever. Nope. In that one, it was just like, if you breathed on your mouse, your camera spun. And the options for camera sensitivity didn't make any sense because I thought maybe it was on the strongest when I started, and I was like, oh yeah, let me just turn it down, and then we won't be like spinning around crazy. Nope, it was the lowest setting, and it was just got worse from there. So I did do a tiny little bit of oobletting last night, but nothing super exciting. I should probably open my little Ooblets wish list. So I made an Ooblets. There's an Ooblets guide online where you can make like an Ooblets wish list, if that makes sense. Hold on one second while I open that for myself. And basically, it's like a visual thing that lets you see what Ooblets you're missing. So I got a black snurfler, I think his name is, last night. Hold on. Okay. No, I want to stay on here. I have a few. I was also crafting to sell some stuff, so I made a little bit of money, as you can see by my top right corner. Finally made a little bit of money by selling some things. I was going to sell more things, but I just haven't crafted enough stuff yet. Look at all these crops. Also, I'll show you in a moment. I'm starting to shift my farm so that it's a little bit more easy to navigate. Is that a rock? Get out of here, rock. I haven't gotten to this right side yet, but I'll show you the left side in a second. Maybe I'll do some of that today on stream. We had 3 days of gleamy rain within 2 streams, and that was pretty crazy. Still no gleamy elixir, but we're getting there. A lot of weeds. Y'all better be picking these weeds. What do I pay you for? Also, so like the phone call that I just got while I was dealing with the technical difficulties, I didn't answer it because I'm like, I am not doing this right now. Like, I don't know why every stream recently I get a million phone calls from people. It's like nobody calls me all day and all night until I'm streaming. It's like they know that I'm streaming. Even though they don't know that I'm streaming. But so then the person texted me after I didn't answer the phone, and it's like, okay, you could have easily just texted me that in the first place. It doesn't require a conversation. Like, you're just calling to disrupt my day at this point. It's not somebody I want to talk to, mind you. It's somebody that, like, I have to talk to. It's like, if you can leave me a two-word text message and that's the message, don't call. Don't call for that. Because I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm busy. And you're going to be mad that I don't answer the phone. And then you're going to leave me a 10-minute voicemail. And, like, come on, man. Like, for one sentence of information, now you're just wasting your time and my time. So, Panini goes back to the vet on Wednesday. It was a call regarding the vet appointment. So, that is confirmed. Okay, I need to empty out these oob coops to move them. You can't move oob coops if there's oobies in them, so we need to empty these out to move them. And then we're going to continue our wildlands grind. We got the pond open last time, but I want to get that freaking Nerny mine open. Oops, I didn't mean to enter that. I meant to pick it up. Anyways, so nothing like 30 minutes of wasted stream of doing technical difficulty stuff. But such is streaming. It will always happen. And I don't know why lately it's been pretty often that we've been having weird new technical problems. It's always something. Like when the normal stuff gets fixed, then something else happens. And it's like, okay. Like that makes no sense, but cool, do whatever you want. Go off, as the kids say. Nope. I know this isn't like the most like efficient space-wise, but I don't really care. If you want to know the truth. So yeah, I've been crafting a bunch of stuff to sell. As you can see by my bottom left-hand corner, I still have some stuff left to make, which I'm working on. Do I have any seeds to plant, or am I good for right this moment? Okay, no seeds. You're done making this? Okay, take that from you. What else do I need? I need... I need these cupcakes, right? Which is muzzflower, espressi, and fluty sauce. Muzzflower, espressi, and fluty sauce. Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. That is true. I will say that. Need regular espressi, which I don't have any of, and I have only a couple of muzzflower left from my other crafting, so I can make more muzzflower because I don't think I have any in storage. Give you 25 to start because it takes forever anyways. Let me go check my storage for stuff. I don't think I have any espressi in here. Nope. Okay, so hold on. I actually should write this down because I'm not gonna remember all this shit. Hold on one moment. Let's see. So I need to make which ones? I need to make beady curd. I need to make go-go cupcakes. And I need to make large lattes. Okay, and the other ones I already finished, so I need... go back. For the cupcakes, I need muzzflower, espressi, and fluty sauce. And then for the large lattes, I need Ground spring beans. Pompadour juice. And beady curd takes sweetie beaties. And I need a lot of muzz flour, basically. Okay. How do I make regular espresso? It's just fructose and... Okay, so we need a lot of ground spring beans, we need pompadour, we need a whole bunch of crap. Okay. Do I have in my pockets? So I have a little bit of fructose left, but not a lot. Alright, let me take out what I need. So I need... nothing out of there. I need spring beans. I need... do I need any of this crap? I don't think so. No, nothing out of there. And then nothing out of here. Okay. I think I dropped off all my extra figurines. And this is all my extra stuff. Okay. Definitely need lots of seeds to plant. Don't think I have enough stuff to upgrade any of these huts, but let's see. Oh, we have enough to upgrade one. So we will do that, and we will put somebody in there. I guess we need to... well, yeah, we do need to make... we need to make a bunch of stuff. So much stuff. Too much stuff. Okay. Oh, my back hurts today. Token. What do I need the most of? I need lots of muzz. I need sweetie beaties. I think we have a lot of spring beans. I think you can only buy so many at a time, right? Yeah, you can only buy like 20 at a time. Cloth pant, fluty seeds. I think I need fluty sauce too, so. Okay, got a few seeds for some of the stuff that we need. Hold on, what are the other colors of the plob? Hold on, let me look at this. I swear that one's different than the one that I've got. Because there's, like, yeah, it is different. Because the main one's, like, kind of gray, and this one's much, like, greener. Yeah, this one's the uncommon, I think. So I think we're gonna go ahead and try and go for that. Yeah, we're gonna try that team and see how that goes. I mean, he looks green to me, but maybe he is gray. I don't know. He just looks he looks more vibrant. Oh well, worst comes to worst, he's an extra. Ah, the thing on the tip of their heads? Yeah, okay, that's a good pro strat. What? Well, according to the little dictionary thing, they all actually have the same, like, doodly bob on their head. Like, it's all orange or whatever color that's supposed to be, but their feet are all different colors. So this one's green, so he is uncommon. He has green feet. Because the guide that I'm looking at has pictures of all variations of them next to each other. So I think the feet for him are actually a better tell than his head thing. Let's see. Yeah, because like I think there's a pink one, a green one, and a gray one. And the green and the gray one look pretty similar because they all have orange dots on the end of their antenna, but their feet are different colors. The gray one has like gray feet, and the green one has like bright green feet like this one does. This is the uncommon one. I guess that's why I've never caught it, because I thought they looked so similar on the screen, like the colors are very similar. Some of them are hard to tell apart. Like, I think I've accidentally not caught the uncommon Snurfler numerous times, because in Nowhere, everything's kind of dark. And the uncommon and the common Snurfler, one is dark green. Oop, no. One is dark green and the other one is, like, dark gray. And so in Nowhere, they look very similar because it's dark. You know, you can't see them super clearly. And I think the same thing kind of with the Gloopy Longlegs. Unless you get a really good look at it, it's hard to tell some of them apart. The Gleamy obviously like has Gleamy stuff around it, but the uncommons are hard to tell without looking very closely with some of them. Let's see. Yeah, there's an interactive like a Pokedex at Ooblets.guide, and you can click on like which ones you want to wish list, like which ones you have or don't have. You can, and then you can full screen your wish list and like just look over and be like, oh, I'm missing this one or this one. I mean, I'm mostly missing Gleamies, but there's a few uncommons that I still don't have, and then there's some that are from there's an Ooblet I've never even fucking seen in the guide, which looks like something wearing pajamas. And I don't know if he's going to be a port forward character or if he's in the tournaments or what. But I've never seen him. I think his name is Jamma. Like pajama. Which is cute. Where am I at? 29. You made vegan egg rolls and are in heaven. I'm glad that you're having food. Yay, food. Yay, food. I am so tired. Oh no. I had really wild nightmares last night. Like, usually my nightmares are just, like, very realistic stuff. Last night's nightmares were fucking weird, but also kind of realistic, which is what made them extra fucked up, I guess. Like, when I woke up this morning, like, for the 18th billionth time, I literally was like, where am I? And, like, who is in the house? And, like, it was weird. Yes, we're gonna take the seed. Unusual plob. I'm gonna end up drinking all my espresso that I need. I'm trying to sell this shit, not drink it. Those cans will sit there because I'm too tired and I'm not wasting these expensive espressos to sell. I cannot do it. I literally can't do anything. Some of my friends give me coffee. Y'all give me coffee every time I don't need it. Let's see, add one more level 3 to the Wildlands. Let's see, a level 3, huh? I blended up some strawberries, brown sugar, and apple juice this morning, and that was my, quote, breakfast. And then I had, like, a 2-inch long ice cream bar. Like, one of those bite-sized ones. That's like you put the whole thing in your mouth and it's gone. That's been my food so far today. So, you know, pinnacle of health as always. Let me check to see if there's anything rare at the tournament. Go in. Go in. Fuck. Me falls asleep just like my character. Oh, it's a Hermble. So, like, here's what I don't get. When you look at the, when you look at the right side of the screen, where it shows the seeds for the upcoming tournaments, what does that little symbol in the corner mean? Well, don't stuff your face to the point where you feel like poop. I guess we should go to the other regions and see who's around. Give me coffee, please. Nope, okay. We'll go check the other regions just in case. Hold on, gotta do a dog check. Be back in 1 second. Okay, sorry, back. I was like, well, while I'm up to grab the dog, I might as well, like, look for something to eat, and I had 0 success, so wah. But the dog was checked on, which was most important, so... Cool. We're just stuck in this balloon. Asleep. Could you imagine falling asleep in a hot air balloon and then waking up, like, in the middle of the air? Like, having no idea how you got there? This is another one that's kind of hard to tell the uncommons apart because they're very similarly colored. Why do people keep calling? Go away. Nobody wants to talk to you. So the uncommon is like a dark brown with a green top, and the common is black with a green top, like a darker green top. I'm like, don't make this so difficult. Make it a totally different color, because it's dark here, and I can't tell the color difference apart. Whoever keeps calling, please leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Duck, duck, duck. Go to sleep soon. Or don't, because I'm not home. How do I go to sleep when not home? I mean, I am asleep on my feet. That should count towards something. Okay, I'm probably gonna describe something that makes me sound absolutely insane, but I'm gonna bring it up because every single time I come to nowhere, it happens. So I don't know why. Let's see. It's probably the car warranty spam calls. Oh yeah, I get a lot of those. I also get people calling me to ask to buy my house. You know, me, a person who doesn't own or even rent a house. Yeah, it's the scam calls are wild. I get car warranty. I get people trying to buy my house. I get people trying to do quote unquote like, oh, you've been randomly selected for this giveaway from your phone company, and it's not from the phone company. It's from like some random fucking email that's texting me. Like, I know there are people that do fall for them, but it's like, not today, Satan. But anyways, what I was gonna say was when I go to nowhere every single time. I walk to the end where, you know, where the cemetery is, and then I walk back. And when I walk to the cemetery, like, obviously I've been there a bunch of times and I know the pathway or whatever. When I turn around to come back, in my head, it's like the camera has flipped 180 degrees. Like, it looks, to me, it looks like the opposite of how it should look. And every single time I go to nowhere, it happens. And it's weird because, like, I consider myself navigationally challenged. Like, I can follow a map, I can follow instructions if given instructions, I can follow a Google map or whatever. Like, I've traveled internationally by myself on foot and not gotten, you know, killed or lost or anything. But for some reason, like, even when I was a kid, like, me and my friends would go, like, trick-or-treating, and it would be dark. And we would walk, you know, down the road to, like, another neighborhood. And, like, if you turned me around at the end of a street and told me to get home, like, I did not know where the fuck I was. Even if it was, like, a block and a half from my house. And it was like, I don't know what it is with my brain, but it's like I see like a way to get somewheres, and that's the only way my brain can acknowledge as a pathway. It's such a weird thing. Let's see. It's 5 minutes until my lawyer meeting, so I'm gonna head out until that's over. Good luck with your meeting. You can do it. But yeah, I don't know if there's a term for like that's bizarre. If it's just I'm fucking dumb. I don't know if there's like a term for my specific like how my brain processes navigational stuff, because it's not just like, oh, I'm not paying attention. But it's like, it's such a weird sensation, because it's like, shouldn't that bridge be over there? And it's like, no, the bridge is in the same fucking place it was 10 minutes ago. And I don't know how else to describe it. But I've never heard anyone really talk about it. Like, I know people say, like, oh, I'm bad with directions. Like, people will say that. And it's like, okay, I can understand, like, not remembering, like, how to get to someone's house, or, you know, where a store is if you don't go there all the time or something. Like, okay, that's pretty common. But it's like, I never hear somebody describe their issues with navigation as being, like, visually confusing, if that makes sense. I was the same. My college had underground tunnels, and I used them for 4 years. But if any door on my path was closed, I was immediately lost. Or if a door normally closed was open, I was lost, even if it was a side. Yeah. So it's funny because when I worked at Disney, it's a well-known fact that at least Disney in Orlando, when you go to Disney World, you're on the second floor. You're not on the ground floor of Disney. The first floor of Disney is for employees, and there's offices, there's cafeterias, there's hair salons, there's costuming, you know, changing rooms and everything. There's locker rooms, there's showers, there's, you know, people's offices, like manager offices and stuff like that. So, like, when you go to, like, Magic Kingdom or Epcot, like, you're upstairs, and there is a downstairs, and there's, you know, lots of hidden pathways to get into the park, and there's also non-hidden pathways to get into the park. Like, my main path, so you're usually, if you work at a static location and you don't move locations for your job, like, I worked in one place the entire time I worked there, which is uncommon for an intern. Usually, you have an assigned way to get to your job, because you have to clock in at a specific place, and you have to enter a specific door, and not be, you know, out in the park in your uniform and stuff like that. You can't cross the park in your uniform. So, like, you're obviously given a tour of the underground before you even start working there, and you're given a tour of the upstairs before you start working there, and then basically it's like, oh, if you guys are coming to work, like, here is your secret stairwell, here is your door to exit on the stairwell, here is, you know, where you go in and out to change, whatever, like, here's where the locker room is, here's where the cafeteria is. I mean, and it's, imagine the size of the park, but an entire series of tunnels and hallways. So it's not like one small tunnel with a bunch of stuff like a strip mall. It's a bunch of tunnels that are a circle with like a crosshair through them. So the circle goes the entire perimeter of the park, and then there's a crosshair that cuts through the middle, and the crosshair like meets under the castle, basically. So under the castle, there is technically nothing directly under the castle. People always joke like, oh, Walt Disney's under the castle. It's actually open. It's an open hallway there. But like, people used to tell you like, oh, today you need to go to this other place. Or like, if I went to another park where I didn't work on an off day, they would tell you like, oh, go through the employee entrance. Don't go through the front gates. Here's how you get to like where you would exit. And I'm pretty sure somebody either gave me bad directions or I just did not follow them correctly, because I had never done the underground for Epcot before. And somebody was like, hey, follow this series of hallways and then take this stairwell. And I mean, mind you, they're not like marked or anything. They just are like color-coded. Everything's color-coded, at least in Magic Kingdom. Everything is color-coded, so each land is assigned a color, and then you kind of just know where you're going from there. So they were like, oh, in Epcot, they were like, oh, you know, go this way, go that way, and then take the stairway up, and then take the second door on the left or something. And so I'm like trying to remember this, and I'm like repeating it in my head, like, go this way, then go that way, then go up this staircase, then do this. And I had never done it before, so I really didn't know anything about the layout of Epcot in terms of the underground. Like, I've been to Epcot upstairs, but I've never been to Epcot underground. So I'm trying to like chant internally these directions while I'm alone in the underground, And I get to what I think is the right door, and it unlocks, and I go up the staircase, and okay, there's a door where the person said there should be a door. So I open it. Mind you, again, it's not marked or anything, and I'm in normal clothing at this point. I'm not in uniform. Because I don't work at Epcot, or I didn't work at Epcot. Sounds like something someone hiding the crypto frozen head of Walt Disney would say. Yeah, I mean, it's in my basement, which I don't even have a basement, but it's there. But so I walk through this door in normal clothing, like t-shirt, jeans, whatever the fuck, backpack, like tourist looking, and I end up opening this door, which looks like a utility door on my end, and I end up entering middle of a crowded, open outside area full of tourists with their families and their kids, and I come out of a flat wall that has no visible door from the outside. And I close the door behind me, obviously, because you have to make sure you close everything so that nobody gets in or sticks their foot in or whatever. I close the door, and all these people are just staring at me because, mind you, I don't look like I work there. I look like I just broke in. And I'm like, oh my god, did I come out of the right place? Because you're not really supposed to be seen, like, using these doors. Like, the whole point of them is to keep the illusion of, like, you're never in uniform in an area where your uniform is not assigned. Like, there are literally visible lines in the ground of the parks that show you, like, where you can't cross. Unless it's for, like, an emergency purpose, like there's a lost kid or you're helping a guest or something like that. That's the only time you're allowed to cross a line in your uniform. And you can see them when you walk the park, like, where the lines are if somebody points them out to you. But so, like, for example, like, I worked in a specific part of Tomorrowland, so I could walk within Tomorrowland, fine. And then there was... My uniform was specific to where I worked, so people could tell, like, where I worked. I think they've changed that uniform since then, which, I mean, thank God for like, I liked the uniform, but the main problem was, you used to pick up your uniforms from costuming, which was not on site, it was elsewhere. It's not at the theme park, it's at another property that you have to take a bus to, and literally, it's the biggest warehouse I've ever seen anywhere, and I've been in a lot of fucking warehouse type setups. It's the biggest warehouse I've ever seen, and everything's done by UPC code, and then there's baskets where you would drop your dirty uniforms, so you could either wash your uniforms yourself and claim responsibility if anything happened to them, or you could drop off your dirty uniforms and have them washed on site. And so, depending on how much time I had, I would either wash my own, or I would, just go drop them off and swap them out, because you could only take out, like a library, so many at a time. So the laundry baskets were always really cool, at least to me, because all the clothes had UPC codes on the inside, and when you would drop the clothing into the laundry bin, it would scan a chip in the UPC code, like that was sewn into the clothing, and it would, like, basically go onto your account and be like, hey, so-and-so dropped off 5 shirts, or so-and-so dropped off 4 pairs of pants. And if it didn't scan correctly, like there was a screen above it, you would have to go dig your hand into the laundry and make sure it's scanned, because otherwise they would basically tell you that you owed them for stealing a uniform, which, if you didn't actually steal it, is crazy, but that's the point of the system, is, like, you have to make sure that you checked in and checked out your stuff appropriately for wherever you worked. And our uniform had 15 functional buttons on the shirt. 15. I counted them because everyone thought they were fake. And I was like, no, my dude, these are real fucking working buttons with buttonholes. Like, so when you wash them yourself, you would have to be careful to make sure you didn't lose any buttons. And if you went to work and then went to button up in the locker room and your buttons were either broken or missing, or we had, like, shoulder epaulets on our uniform, if your epaulets were not attached, if they came, like, undone or the seams ripped or something, you'd have to go to costuming and get another uniform, which took not a short amount of time, so you would get in trouble, basically, because you'd be late to work. But, like, I actually visibly liked our uniform, because also our uniform was unisex, which is kind of rare, or at least it was back then. Most places at Disney had gender-specific uniforms. So the ladies would get one uniform, and the men would get another uniform, and you were assigned your uniform, like, when you got your job placement. Like, they would give you literally a printout with a picture of both the men and the women's uniform, and it would be like, these are the items you need to pick up from costuming, and they have numbers and names and stuff. So I was so scared because I was in college when I worked at Disney, and even though I was out of the closet, I wasn't, like, I wasn't on hormones. I hadn't like medically transitioned. I hadn't legally transitioned or anything. So, you know, going to basically an internship, they're like, oh, well, you are obviously one gender, so this is what we assign you. And thankfully, where I worked, everyone wore the same exact uniform, and it just came in a bunch of different sizes. So the pants were, and it's anyone who's ever worked at Disney or probably any theme park knows that like they make the pants a specific way, and it is the most unflattering pant sewing pattern ever designed, but it fits both men and women. So it's a utility thing. But literally the way that they worked is like the waist kind of went in a little bit, and then where the pockets were, because you had pockets at least, the pockets like puffed outwards. So it made everyone look like they had a huge like fat ass basically, or like, you know, had like love handles or something. So it was not flattering on literally anyone, even the skinniest people, because I was pretty thin back when I worked there. It gave you the worst like hip puff ever. And there was, like, no way to, like, get them to stay down because of the way the pants were sewn. So, like, it didn't make a difference if you were a man or a woman or if you were thin or if you were heavier. Like, everyone had the same problem. Everyone hated the pants. But they were just black pants. Like, there were no designs on them. It was just black pants with 2 pockets, and that was it. They might have had 3 pockets, but it was just plain, like, black kind of, like, slacks, basically. And they were made out of a material that was meant to, like, you know, not get super dirty, because we worked in food, and you didn't want to get stuff spilled on you and then have to go change your pants. So they were kind of, like, liquid resistant a little bit. So they were also, like, a stiff kind of slick material. I don't remember what they were made of specifically, but I was just, like, so relieved, because, like, I thought our uniform wasn't bad. A lot of people hated it, but the main problem was just the costuming issues of, like, oh, 15 buttons, you know a button's gonna break, and if you went to costuming to check out uniforms, you had to, like, very meticulously check your costume details before you checked it out, because if you checked it out broken and didn't realize it was broken, they assumed you broke it when you returned it. So it's like, you could go in and, like, go through a rack of, like, you know, 50 pairs of pants, all the same size. And then you also had to hope they had your size, because obviously they only had so much of each size. So, like, I would usually wash my pants myself, because it was just one button, one zipper. It was, you know, hard to break if you didn't rip them or anything, or get, like, bleach on them or something. But the shirts were a different story. And a lot of times I did wash them myself, but sometimes I just dropped them off. But you had to be very careful about that. And thankfully, like, my managers were pretty good. Like, the rules, at least when I worked there, name tag wise, was you could put your first name, or you could put your middle name, or you could put a shortened version of either your middle name or your first name. You couldn't put a nickname. You couldn't put, like, a name that was not legally yours. So that was another issue that I had when I was working there, because, of course, they assign you your nickname at orientation, and it's like, oh, cool, great, my dead name. Like, I not only don't go by this, but, like, nobody knows this besides people who do legal stuff for me. So I went to my manager and I was like, hey, listen, like, you know, at orientation they gave me this name tag, but I don't go by this name, and there's gonna be a problem. So they let me pick a name to put on a name tag, and I picked a name and put it on a name tag, and it's a name I don't go by anymore, but it was a name that I just picked for the time being. And what a dumb fucking mistake it was, because every motherfucking customer on Earth made a joke about it. And I was like, wow, of all the names I could have randomly chosen, I really didn't think this one through, because everyone thinks they're a comedian. And when you see 70,000 people a day, you hear the same joke a lot of times a day. And it's like, everyone thinks they're the first person to say it. And you know that, like, they're the 5,000th person just that day to say it. So I was like, oof. But yeah. Good times. But I used to get, like, if I had to go through a different door or a different tunnel, like, going back to the original topic, like, yeah, I was like, please somebody give me good directions, or please have a label on the door of, like, where this exits or enters, because I'm gonna pop out of somewhere I really should not be, and I'm gonna get in fucking trouble. We weren't really supposed to exit our jobs from, like, a public-facing door, but I always tried to be very cautious of knowing that there was no guests that were visible. So we had doors, because we worked both in the back end and in the front end, we had doors that led from the back end to the front end, obviously. Our specific location was a 2-story location. We had kitchens downstairs and upstairs. We also had a downstairs break room that was under where Stitch's Great Escape was, which was formerly the Alien ride. Which there are great stories about people not knowing where our break room was located and then getting terrified when the room would shake like an earthquake and they'd hear loud noises, like everything was falling apart upstairs. And so like people would run out of the bathroom with their pants down and stuff because they were like taking a piss, and like fucking the whole room would start shaking and like roaring and grumbling and rumbling, and they would not know that there was a ride right above them, and so they would think there was like an earthquake or something. So yeah, our break room was right. We had our own designated break room. Like not all places had their own break room, but we specifically had 350 employees when I worked there at our one location. So we had so many employees, we like needed our own break room, because there was a communal break room that was like a big cafe with like TVs and vending machines, and like I think there was like a Subway and a pizza place and like name brand, you know, chains that were in there, and you could go to the cafeteria, get lunch or dinner and or breakfast if you worked the morning shift, and like go, you know, sit down at a table, and they had booths and tables and watch TV and like eat and stuff and like hang out with people, or get a coffee. But like we had our own break room, so a lot of times I hung out in our own break room if there was space, but it was obviously much smaller. And we had our own fridge so that we could store our lunch, which was always packed to the fucking brim because so many people worked there. So like I would just bring like a sandwich, throw it in the fridge, and then either go to the big break room or sit with people in the small break room if there was people willing to let me sit with them, because obviously not everyone was like huge on the interns, which I understand because they take hours away from the actual employees that are regular employees. Oops, no, I don't want to click on you. I'm trying to click on this. Let's drop in some of this. But yeah, like I wish that we could have like kept our uniforms, because they ended up changing our uniforms shortly after I left. They ended up changing the uniform entirely to a new uniform. And I was like, damn, I wish I could have kept my uniform. Or at least the top part. The black pants could have done without because of the ill-fitting pattern, but I was like, damn, that top was OP. People have actually recreated that uniform in Animal Crossing as a design, and I have it saved somewhere to like go get it. I just haven't added it to my thing yet, but I'm like, war flashbacks. My Disney costume. Technically not a uniform. It's called a costume. It's always so funny, like, it was always so funny, like, being downstairs and seeing, like, characters, like, with their wigs off, like, princesses or princes or parade characters or dancers, where you'd see, like, the full-body costume characters with, like, their heads off, and there was just, like, so most of the costuming was done off of premises, except for people who directly needed to, like, change during the day, like, not regular costumes like mine, but, like, you know, Mickey, Minnie, etc. Like friends of Mickey and Minnie, like obviously had places to change and swap out during the day because they worked shifts. So, oh, now I get coffee. I didn't even get coffee. I lied. Never mind. I got excited. Anyways, lots of Disney memories and getting lost places. I don't know how I didn't get lost more. Given my weird inability to navigate places visually. People who like knew me before I went to England for 2 weeks on my own must have been like convinced I was gonna die there because I was gonna get lost. And no joke, I had like a little tiny like hardcover sketchbook, and so like I would kind of pre-plan, like not an itinerary, but like I would pre-plan like the next day. I'd be like, what am I going to do tomorrow? Like, what do I have planned for tomorrow? Or like, what do I want to see tomorrow? And in my little notebook, the night before in the hotel room, I would like look up like, what's the best way to get to such and such place? Whether it was via like walking or via the tube. And I would just write down like the short version, like shorthand of the directions in my notebook, and I would put the date on it. And I'd be like, okay, to get to this other city, I need to take, like, this tube to this other station, and then from this station, I need to connect to this other tube, and then I need to take the train, and I need to take the train to such and such station. It should take about this much time, or, like, cost this much money if I needed to carry money with me. And, like, I literally filled, like, so many pages of a notebook with just, like, directions. Like, I would draw, like, the little underground symbol, and then I would put, like, name of one station and then name of another station. I was like, okay, this is how I get from here to here. And I would also put return directions, because at certain times of day, like depending on where you go, like obviously different things run at different hours, and I'm like, okay, like the train stops running here, the bus stops running there, like how the fuck? I only almost got stranded once, and that was a fuck up. And it was appropriately. So I did. I'm a really big Edgar Wright fan, and one of the days that I was in England, you know, since I didn't pre-plan my trip like with a itinerary, I was determined to do the Golden Mile on one of my days. So if you're not familiar with how the Golden Mile works in real life, because it's not like the movie, obviously, in the movie, it's all in one city and it's walking distance. In real life, it's across various cities and it's not walking distance at all. It's actually like an hour train ride between cities. So, oh look, more rare Shrumbos. That's so funny. I like hadn't seen them forever, and then all of a sudden now we've gotten multiple of them in the same, because that's the uncommon Shrumbo, the yellow one, or light orange, whatever you want to call that color. But so like I planned the Golden Mile out like before I even left home. I literally went in and was like, okay, what things are in which cities, and how can I get to them in the least amount of time? Do I not have anybody from Amunia with me? Really? I only need one more? Okay, I need to go get a Amunia Ooblet from storage, or from my farm. So I had like this full like little booklet of papers, like Google Maps printed out, and it was like, okay, to get to this first place, you're gonna take the tube, and then you're gonna connect to the train station, and then from the train station, you're gonna take this train an hour and a half north, and then you're gonna walk, 40 minutes this way, and you're gonna do this and this, because like they're not in cities, they're in towns, so there's no tube there, and there's no there was buses, but the buses only ran certain times. Like, it wasn't like being in London. So I went to Welwyn Garden City, and I want to say it was Welwyn Garden City, and what was the name of the other one? Oh my god, I'm not going to remember. It was Welwyn and something else. But either way, I had to take a bunch of trains, and it literally took me like an entire day to do. But I literally had like a full booklet of like, okay, in this order, this is what I need to do. Is Fripp considered... No, Fripp's not considered a Mamunia Ooblet. Who's considered a Mamunia Ooblet? Where's my cactuses at? No, we'll grab a cactus. But yeah, so it was just like, damn, like so I was doing the Golden Mile, and I got to one of the small towns or villages or whatever it's considered. And, I was running around, I was doing all this on-foot stuff, and the last thing I needed to do was take a bus from the city center out to, like, the outskirts of the residential region, which was not really walkable. I mean, it would have been walkable, but it was also fucking summer, and it was hot as shit. I mean, it was like 100 degrees, and I had been, on foot all day. So the last thing on that day's tour was to go to, appropriately, the furthest one out was the Gardener's Arms, which is an actual pub, but it's essentially in the middle of kind of nowhere. It's like surrounded by like woods, and then if you walk the other way, there's houses, but there's not like any other like shops or buildings or anything around it. So I got to the Gardener's Arms, which in the movie is the World's End. That's where they shot the actual World's End pub. It's not at an actual pub called that. It's at the Gardener's Arms. And it looks just like it does in the movie. Like, it's one gigantic place surrounded by trees, and then one very long straight road with nothing. Like, there's a bus stop, like maybe a block away, and then there's just trees, and then further down there's houses. So you could look down this long street and see nothing but trees and like one little bus stop, which was literally a bench and a sign. Like, it's not like how American bus stops are in the big city. So I was literally going around just photographing these places. It's not even like because I don't drink. So I was going around photographing all of the locations used in Shaun of the Dead and in The World's End. And so I get to the Gardener's Arms, and I take my photos, and I take a bunch of photos, and I take a bunch of panoramics and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, let me walk over back to the bus stop. And, oops, didn't mean to do that. and I will wait for the bus to come back around, and I will then go back, and I will get on the train, and I will go back towards London, which is like an hour or two away. So I finish my stuff, I walk over, this is during the day, mind you, it's light out. I walk over to the bus stop, and I sit down at the bus stop, and I'm like, okay, maybe 30, 40 minutes to wait for the bus, whatever. I'm sitting there, it's hot as shit, I'm alone, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so it's not even like there's other people around, like, waiting for the bus or something. And I'm waiting, and I don't see any bus. And I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I took the bus here, so I know the bus comes to this stop. There's only one bus. So I'm waiting, and then I, like, try to go on my phone and look up the bus times for this bus in the city, because it's not in London, like I said. And it turns out, like, there's one last bus, and I may have missed it. Like, the bus ends at, like, 5 p.m. And I'm like, oh no, like, did I take the last bus out here and now I have no way back? Because there's no Uber or anything. Like, I didn't have a way to, like, call something, and I'm not in a city, so it's not like calling a taxi. Like, I probably could have found a way to call a taxi, but I was like, I didn't know how, and I was alone in a city, is that a Gleamy Nam Nam? Oh shit, I don't think I have Gleamy Nam Nam, do I? Hold up, gotta check my chart. I don't think I have Gleamy Nam Nam. I don't. Oh, we gotta get Gleamy Nam Nam, and I'm tired, oh no. What does it take to get a Gloom Bun? I need to get a Gloom Bun and come back. So I actually almost got stranded at essentially the world's end, which is visually very appropriate. You can always Google map the Gardener's Arms. Also an uncommon Nam Nam, that's funny. If you Google map and, like, do the satellite view and look around from, like, the street view, you'll see, like, wow, this is in the middle of motherfucking nowhere. And I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, even if I wanted to walk back, like, I don't know where to walk, because it's not like there's sidewalks. You're in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm gonna get killed, or mugged, or kidnapped, because I'm also from a place where walking alone isn't safe, let alone in the middle of nowhere. I'm not used to being in a place that's relatively safe compared to where I live. So I was, like, freaking out, and then thankfully I hadn't taken the last bus, I had taken the second to last bus, and the bus gets there, and I thankfully had enough change on me to, like, catch the bus. I'm like, thank God, because in the city, they don't take cash or change for the bus. You have to have a card that you swipe, or an app on your phone that you swipe. So I didn't know that when I went there. I thought all the buses everywhere took this card that they take in London, and they don't, obviously. And I get on the first bus, and they were like, we're not in the city. We don't take that. And I'm like, what do you take? And they're like, we take cash. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't have any change on me because I don't use cash. So it was like, oh boy, that's the closest I've ever come, like, internationally getting, like, stranded or stuck somewhere, and thankfully I didn't. The rest of my, like, 2 weeks, like, I did very well with navigating. I didn't get lost. I did a lot of exploring on foot with, like, I would, like, Google what was around, and then I would, like, just walk around and, like, take photos or explore, like, the shops or the sites, if there were sites in that area. I did a lot of stuff it was funny, because I worked at the office when I went on this trip. It was shortly after I started working. You could have slept at the pub. Yeah, I don't know if it was that kind of pub. I mean, because again, this was, like, in a residential place. It wasn't, like, in a city. So I don't really know if it was that kind of a situation, but let's see. I got lost in Dublin, which was chill and more of an annoyance, but I also got lost at night in Mexico. Oh no. So I've been to Mexico when I was younger with my family, and that's not a place I would have wanted to get lost. I didn't feel safe when I wasn't lost, and I was with a tour group. I didn't feel safe, especially, like, where we were, because back then I had long hair, and I'm blonde naturally, so before I went all gray, I had long blonde hair, and people literally tried to buy me off my parents, like, every single place we went. Like, they tried to grab at us and stuff, and it did not feel, I was in my young teens. I wasn't, like, a small child, and I did not feel safe at all. They were like, oh, blonde, blue eyes, I'll buy. And I'm like, I don't want to end up in fucking child sex trafficking. Like, what the fuck is happening? So let's see. I wasn't alone, but I was a very, very gay teenager who I barely. It was I was with a very, very gay teenager who I barely knew, who was having a panic meltdown and uh, let's see, painting a target on her back. We finally found the hostel, and as we were approaching, we realized, oh wait, I knew enough Spanish. I could have asked where the hotel was. Yeah. Yes, like I don't know any Spanish, so yeesh. But yeah, like even in England, like I was out in like the middle of the night, like even in the big city areas, and like I felt really safe. Like nothing, no one ever like followed me or felt like they were following me. Like I don't leave my house. Like I can't even leave my house in my own neighborhood here, like during like the daytime, let alone the nighttime. So like when I was in London, like I was like every day I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go to this part of the city today, and I'm going to walk around and whatever I do, and then I would like stumble into things. So it would be like, oh, one of my favorite actors is doing a West End production of Shakespeare, and so I was like, oh, like at the time Martin Freeman was doing Shakespeare. He was doing Richard III. They were doing a modern war take on Richard III. And I was like, oh, I love Martin Freeman and I like Shakespeare. I'll fucking check this out. So when I went to buy tickets, they were like, well, do you want stage seats or do you want like front row or do you want like third row? And I didn't know like the venue, obviously, because I don't live there. And so I was like, I mean, I don't know what stage seats meant. Dude, chiller, we're gonna get mugged. Yeah. You don't want to look like a lost tourist, even if you are. Welcome back, April. That was quick. Hopefully that went well. But yeah, so I was like, oh, Martin Freeman's doing Richard III. I'm like, I'll buy a ticket to that. And so I was like, I don't know what stage seats mean. Like, to me, that means like behind the stage because it was like a weird layout. And in the picture, it wasn't clear like where the stage seats were. Well, it turns out stage seats means you sit on the stage if you're unaware, like in the middle of the play. I would have taken that if I would have known, but I did not know. And I was like, well, I'll take like second row. Second row's good because then I'm not like right up front. And you know, for where I'm from, our playhouses are very large, so sitting in the front isn't always the best because you have to look right. You have to like creak your neck and like look straight up. So I was like, why would I want to sit in the front? Like that seems like, you know, I was like, oh, second row is probably okay. So second row, it turns out there is no like physical stage. Like it's just like an open floor. It's flat. So you're first off, you're eye level with the stage either way, whether you sit in the front or the back. Okay, so that's great. Second off, there was lots of room, which was great because we don't have that here. It's very packed and cramped here. I need stuff to get that that gleamy, and I'm not gonna remember what it was that I needed. I needed these, right? Gloom bun. Gloom bun's the right thing, right? But so I took second row, and then I went to the play, and then so the day of the play, it was in the afternoon. I was like, oh well, I'll go early, and I'll walk around that area. And I'll like sightsee and go to other things and eat lunch or whatever, and then I'll go to the play when it's time to go to the play. So I walked around and there was lots to do in the area, and I like went to comic book shops and I went to cool, you know, sightseeing stuff, and I went to nerdy things because I have to go to nerdy things everywhere as I go. And then it was time to go to the play, and I go in and I realize like the layout of the stage, and like I'm like gonna be like 3 feet away from the stage, and it's on the ground. There is no raised stage. And I'm like, oh my god, I should have gotten front row because I could have like reached out and fucking touched somebody. Not that I would have. Let's see, April says, thanks, the meeting was great. I have work I still need to do, and oof, the retainer fee, but I'm now in possession of everything I need. Yay, that's good. I'm glad that that went well. And yeah, the retainer fee, always fun. But so I went to this play, and they had really good practical effects. Like, he slit somebody's throat, like, in front of the stage area, like literally right in front of front row, and I was the only person who told the like concierge at the front that I did not want a poncho or a plastic sheet to cover myself in. I'm like, if there's a splash zone at a play that's Shakespeare and it's Martin Freeman, I don't want a fucking poncho. I want to be covered. So so I was the only person not covered, and I was just, you know, wearing normal clothing, and he slit somebody's throat, and I mean, it geysered fake blood all over, like, I'd say the first 5 rows of people. My face was covered in fake blood. I was wearing a hat. My hat was covered in fake blood. My shirt, everything was covered. My arms, everything was covered in fake blood. And so, like, I walk out of, like, after the play, like, he was literally, like, I could have reached out and touched Martin Freeman's hair. And I was like, oh my god. But the play was really good, and I got to walk around and do a bunch of cool stuff. And then I left, and I'm covered in fake blood, and I was like taking a selfie like outside the theater with like covered in fake blood because I'm like, hey, what a memory. And had like my little program book and my ticket and everything, and I like everything I touched had fake blood on it basically because I was covered in this goop. And then I had to take the tube back to the hotel room that night to like drop my stuff off, and so I'm like on the tube covered in fake blood. Like my face is just like splattered, my hat looks like it's rained on blood, and I'm sure people were like, what the fuck? I mean, like, the only good thing is like at least you're in a country that, like, you know, being white doesn't make you stand out as a tourist, so like people don't know you're a tourist unless you're like either dressed very obviously touristy or in a group or you're talking and they can hear your accent. So like I was alone, so it's not like I was talking to anyone unless I was talking to a local. But it was just so funny because I'm like on the tube and like nobody wants to stand next to you because you're covered in fake blood, but they don't know it's fake blood. They're like, you're just a crazy person. But yeah, so I have so many photos of like me covered in blood, and I still have like my program and my ticket from that show, and it's all bloody and shit. I'm like, but I'm like, what a great like accidental opportunity. Like there was lots of cool things like that got to happen. I got to see one of my favorite comedians' secret shows in the attic of a pub purely by timing chance. And I'm like that's just like, why plan a vacation when you can just pick a place, go, and then shit happens? Like I didn't have a single boring day out of 2 weeks. Like how can, like, come on. Let's see. Stun a random opponent. Let's just do these. I miss traveling. I miss vacation. I know everybody does because obviously COVID, but like even if COVID wasn't a thing, like I don't have the money to travel now or go on quote-unquote vacations. So even if COVID magically disappeared or never happened, I still would not be able to do it. So it's like everyone else is like planning trips to Australia and New Zealand and Alaska and you know, the Caribbean and you know, Asia and Europe, and I'm like, cool, probably never going to be able to do that again. So at least I got to go to like 1 or 2 places before I went broke as a joke. So it sucks because I live with people who are always planning trips. Like they're always planning cruises, they're always planning trips. They've been doing it like all of 2020, all of this year so far. They have trips planned for like the late spring, early summer. They have trips planned for like the end of the year. And it's like, even if the shit doesn't get canceled, I know they're still going to do stuff. So they went to Disney during COVID. It's like, I'm not that person. Even if I had the money, like, not during a pandemic. No, thank you. I worked at Disney during a pandemic. I don't want to go to Disney during a pandemic. I don't care how good they're... Like, yes, Disney does... Cleaning you would never understand. Like, when I say they spend, like, hours a day cleaning things, like, I mean, like, probably just as much time is spent cleaning as it is open. Because they also have a night shift that comes in and deep cleans after the park closes, but during the day, it's also being deep cleaned, so that was before pandemic. I could only imagine how much they've upped it since. Because I remember when I used to get off at like 2 or 3 in the morning, like as I'm leaving, the night crew would be coming in to clean for the rest of the night. Like deep clean. I'm like, I just cleaned and sanitized everything with the manager hovering over me, like, and now another crew of people is coming in to deep clean. I'm like, you could have eaten off the fucking floor. That's how clean it was. And I'm not even a person who eats off my own table in my own home. So, anyways. We've talked enough about travel and Disney and shit. What else is going on in the world? Anything good besides April's meeting being over? Let's see, I have 3 beats left. Well, this is free, so we'll take that. Also, we're super close to 100 followers on Twitch, which is crazy. Like, got my first payout, got almost at 100 followers. I think we're at 94 or 95. I haven't looked in the last few days, but I want to say we're like at the mid 90s, so we're a handful of people away, which is wild, because I barely advertise or like post about my shit ever. Like, I know some people came via, like, Marcy's raids and stuff, but, like, all these people who just, like, show up during random streams. Let's see, I have 5 left. Let's do this one. April, now that your meeting is done, so what else is on your agenda for the day? I know you are kind of beat from the weekend. So I expect you don't have too crazy of a day ahead of you. Yay, level up. Yes, Gleamy. I am making Black Lives Matter soap right now. Then I'm going to go nab my scripts and then relax. That sounds good. We got a Gleamy Nam Nam. Or Nom Nom. I never know how it's intended to say. I always say Nam Nam, but it's probably wrong. Because I say everything wrong. Because my brain is poopy. Poopy brain. I would have put on Animal Crossing, but I don't think I have anything exciting going on in Animal Crossing today because later this week when the Sanrio update comes out, you know, we'll do that. But for right now, I don't have anything. I had kicks today, so, you know, no exciting visitors. No, we had a camper yesterday. We had Tangy as a camper, which I know like is S tier for a lot of people. Welcome back, Cap. We got our Gleamy Nam Nam. I'm going to go plant that seed. Are these ready to be harvested? Nice. That one's almost done. Okay. Let us... Let's see, what do we got? Gleamy Nam Nam seed. Do I have any other seeds on me, or is that it? Oh, I have some mud seeds too. Cap, how has your day been going? How's stuff going over there with you? You holding up okay? There's a weed. Get out of here. Yeah, I hate to stream super early this week, but I was like, man. Let's see. I had a quest from the snooty Ooblet Club that I refused to fulfill for a long time because it made me laugh every time I noticed it on the sidebar. Bring us 6 fartichokes to sniff. Oh, God. I mean... That's... I mean... I guess they would have a smell to them. Some people in these coops. Yeah, the schedule this week, at least for Monday and Tuesday, is a little wonky. Usually I have the afternoon open, and that's why I usually stream later in the afternoon. And today I was like, oh, well, I have basically I have until 4 o'clock open. So I was like, oh, if I do a longer stream, it'll kind of maybe make up for the fact that it has to be a little bit earlier. And then Thursday and Friday should be back to normal. Wednesday is vet day for the little biscuit. She has to go for her checkup for her brain issues. She's still taking her meds. We're down to 1 time a day instead of 2 times a day, at least for the moment. She's still peeing 5,000 gallons a day, which is the main issue at the moment, but can't do much about it because her meds make her gotta drink a lot. Okay, it's late. We planted our seeds. Let us go to bed. Back to a sense of normalcy, back to work, but still some remaining stuff to do. Brother is staying with mom for the week, so we'll See how things go after that as far as worrying about her and how she holds up. Yeah, hopefully everything's gonna be okay with her. And all of you. Because shit do be rough. We have more seeds we need to plant. I need to make more supplies. Let's grab this stuff. What else do I need? Oh, should make some muzz flour probably. Just throw 20 in there for right now. And then we'll grab our fluty sauce and throw some pompidoots in. This is like the most actual like productive shit I've done in Ooblets since I've had the game probably. I'm trying to actually play the game like a normal person. Don't mind me. Okay. Ooh, this looks like something ready to be pulled. Oh, the plob. It's plob. Bye, plob. Okay. Got some rocks to break. I really want this dang Nurney crag to open up. It's really what I want. Oops. Let's water this. It's where I moved a farm from. That's why it's like randomly in the middle of the ground. I mean, are they though? They weren't when I clicked on it, but okay. Definitely been a weird, exhausting, long 3 weeks. Feels like it's been a year. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I am familiar with that feel. Go outside and smash some rocks with your bare fists. That'll always make you feel better, right? That's how things work. Okay, let us... I probably should move one of these houses down here. Who's in here? Who can we dump out? Shrumbo. Okay, we're gonna take this one and we're gonna move it. I did remove the O because it's trying to do this one. Okay, I see. Don't mind me, I'm a dummy. The biggest of dummies. The dummiest of dummies. Okay, put a coop there. Oh, I got wishies for that. Okay. And then we need to put somebody in there. Don't really care who for the moment. Whoever is available. There we go. Slowly shifting the coops around. Slowly but surely. What's going on over here? A log? What is that? Oh, it's just a tilled piece of land. Okay. We can go ahead and move this one too, because there's nothing growing around it. Yeah, I'm just trying to, like, make the farm more easy to, like... Because, like, when everyone's all in one big cluster, I, like, can't see, like, anything. It's just, like, chaos. Okay. Put that there. We will till around. And we will plant some seeds. And we will assign somebody to the coop. Is anyone in this one? This looks empty. This one is empty. Okay. So we will also move this one then, because it's already empty, so why not? the remaining seeds that I have in my pocket. Don't think I have any other seeds in my pocket, do I? I don't think so, no. Okay. And we'll assign somebody to here. I hear a dog behind me. I think she's sleeping. She has her head like... I have a big garbage bag in my room right now because I've been throwing some stuff out. And it's against the door. Like, the door's open and I have the garbage bag, like, against the door. And she's, like, laying with her head stuffed between the garbage bag and the door. And I'm like, as long as you don't suffocate on the bag, we're good. Let's not. We have enough problems going on. We do not need any assistance on that one. Okay, for right now we'll do that. This should almost be ready to be close. Okay. So many weeds. Let's see. Did you write your own articles of incorporation? I don't know what that means, so I'm assuming no. So where I live, basically you go onto a website and you fill out some paperwork, like you fill out your data basically of like, this is what my company is gonna do, and this is who I am, and this is my role in the company, and you know, if I have shareholders or not. And then basically like that was, if I put it in, and then the state either goes okay or not okay, and that's it. Like I didn't write anything. Like I literally just like picked a bunch of things on a drop down on a website, and that was kind of it. So if you have to do that, I am of zero help. It's kind of automated here, so like I have never interacted with a human being for anything relating to my company aside from filing taxes with my accountant. That's it. Okay, let's see if I have enough to make anything. Let me check this stupid mail real quick. What do we need? We need Spressi. Okay, I want to, yeah, let's go ahead and make these, because these are worth a decent amount of money. The lattes. Okay, how many do I have now? I have 52. I have enough. Okay, because I think I needed 40. Yes. Oh, we can go sell these. Yay. That's one thing done. Okay, let's sell these. Yes. For 11,552 gummies. We just sold 40 lattes. That's like, I wish I could do that in real life. If I could make 40 lattes and make $11,000, I would have never quit working at the coffee shop. Sadly, that is not how much money you actually make at a coffee shop. Why is Radlad being a creep? Is Radlad being a creep? What was Radlad doing? I missed it. Also, we can get some fishing bait while we're here. Okay. Because we never go fishing. Basically ever. Radled, don't be a creep. See, so like this is the gray one, right? Yeah, because he's got like grayish purpley feet. And the last one had green feet. Okay, nothing of excitement over here. Nothing of excitement over there. Just his little green leaves bobbing in the foreground. Keep your leaves to yourself, you pervert. Have I scanned everybody that's on my team? I think so. Let's double check while we're over here. Oh, she's not here, so it doesn't matter. Stickies. And we got an ice cream cone. I was so excited that I was able to... Uh-oh, game just closed. What happened? Bring back my game. I don't know if that's just me that happens to. Sometimes Ooblets just closes and goes away. Like, it doesn't actually crash. Like, it doesn't shut down, but it disappears from your computer. I was able to update all of my Twitch panels finally. Thank God. Like, it's been on my to-do list for fucking months. And I just haven't had the time or the energy to do it. And then finally the other day, while I was working on some other stuff, I was like, ooh, I have time to open up Photoshop and make some stuff. And I was like, let me do this. So I made some new Twitch panels. And all of the backgrounds for the new Twitch panels are different crops of my overall logo's background, because he made this huge painted canvas for my logo. And it's textured. And he gave me all of it in layers. Let's see, I need one more level 5. Do I have a level 5 on me? My vision's not good. Hold on, I gotta lean in here. Yes, I do. So I made new streamlined panels, and I also updated all the chat commands. If you haven't been in chat recently, I also set up the chat command list down at the bottom, because I did change them a little bit. They were getting a little cumbersome, I think. So the chat commands are still there. I took out the Pokemon suggestion box because I feel like it's an eyesore, and also we don't do Pokemon streams every day, so for it to be there all the time but not be used every day is kind of like to me. So I mentioned in a previous stream that I'm thinking about reformatting the Pokemon streams, because I do want to do more of them, but I'm thinking about reformatting them. So we'll see. We will see what I figure out for that when the time comes. I don't know if it's going to happen this Thursday or not, but I'm hoping to do the second part of the face painting stream. Hopefully Thursday. I had said during that stream that there's stuff I need to do off stream before I can do the next part. Otherwise, you guys are going to be watching paint dry for like 40 minutes, which nobody wants to do. And also some of it has to be done outdoors, which I can't move my stream setup outdoors. I mean, I could stream from, like, my phone, but the way my neighborhood is laid out, like, I don't want to dox anybody or myself, because there's not really, like, a private outdoor area I can go to paint or to do messy stuff. So it's easier for me to just do it between streams. And it just makes a difference how much time I have this week before Thursday to do the things I want to do. Or if I just do all of it off stream and then you guys get the finished product and that's just the surprise. I've also thought about doing that, where like you guys got to see the sneak peek of the first layers and you're not going to see the final product until I'm like done. I thought about doing that too. So, because I want to have it done before the end of the month, either way. That's my goal. Like, even if it doesn't get done this week, I want it to get done before the end of March. Because it's already been pushed back so much, so... I don't know. I have lots of things lined up. I still need to do a Lotro test stream or a Lotro test recording to see if my stream setup can handle that or not. I would like to stream it. I just don't know because my internet's so bad. Like, even on the Ethernet, I don't know if it'll handle it. Because even on the Ethernet, it can't handle Fall Guys, which is wild to me, because I don't think Fall Guys is that intense, but... Like, if it can't handle Fall Guys, can it handle an MMO? Like, I don't know. That's pretty demanding. I used to stream Lotro way back in the day, like six plus years ago, 7 years ago, whatever. But I haven't even played it, let alone streamed it, in a long time. So I don't even remember the fucking controls. I wish I could see which color you are a little bit better. You look gray to me. You don't look brown. Let's see. You guys look normal to me as well. Look at my butt. Put my butt in the camera. Anybody over here? More chickading-dings. We'll pet them just to say hello, even though we don't need them. Yeah, I'm trying to bump up as much as possible my stream times to be longer streams, since it is like one of my quote main sources of income, even though I don't make like a living off of it. But like I said earlier, I am super duper grateful to get my first payout, to everyone who helped, whether you were cheering or donating or subbing or Twitch Prime subbing or whatever. And even the stuff that doesn't go through the Twitch system, like the stream treats or the treat stream or whatever it's called, that app, like I always appreciate that. Obviously that's like donating in another way, which is always really appreciated. Like, you know where your money's going, obviously, when you do that. And the people who sub on my coffee or donate on my coffee, or who have helped with my pet specific coffee goals. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this week's vet visit will not also be another big expense. I'm hoping that he's just gonna like check her out and that's kinda it. I'm hoping we don't have to do more follow-up stuff. Theoretically, it should not be an expensive vet visit, but I don't know until I go, basically. We will see Wednesday when the time comes. Because at first, when they were like, yeah, the doctor will check in with you 2 weeks after the appointment, I thought they meant like they were going to call me and ask me how she's doing. Because that's how it worked in December. They were like, call us 2 weeks in and then we'll talk. And obviously that doesn't cost anything. You just talk on the phone for a couple minutes. And basically, if she's not worse, they don't make her come back. But this time, they're like, she has to come back. And I'm like, oh, boy, like, she's not going to be thrilled. And I'm going to be spending my whole day here. Because it's never a quick thing either. It's always, like, all day I'm at the vet. So that will be my Wednesday. So, as exciting as that is. But needs to be done. And I want to take good care of the biscuit and make sure that everything's as good as it can be with as much time as she has left. So, look, I'm going to check for peppers. It's a true rare occurrence. Because I never fucking do. I need a nap. I can't even pick the fucking carrots. Do I have any lattes left? Yes, I do. Drink 2 of those. Oh, 1 more. Okay. Got a couple of those. I'm stuck on a tree. I'm stuck on a tree. I moved too fast for my own... Holy shit, what is going on? Everyone's stuck in a corner. Disperse! Look at this. Oh my god. Everyone's just like stuck in the corner. We're gonna fish while we're here since we grabbed some bait. Look at a little purple booger. Okay, let's fish. We only have 1 bait, so that's the bait we'll use. I still haven't gotten my tax return even though I filed over a month ago, and I still haven't gotten my stimulus even though everyone else in my house has, which I'm not surprised because they don't need their tax return nor their stimulus check. They both are full-time employees that made more money in 2020 than they have in any previous year. Of course they get their stimulus and tax return first because they don't need it. They're paying their bills. They're fine. They're employed. They have insurance. Like, they can afford everything. Me, the person who is unemployed and literally literally my checking account dipped so low that I'm now getting charged for going below my minimum. And it's like, cool, if I'd gotten my tax return or my stimulus check, I wouldn't have dipped below the minimum and I wouldn't be charged. So now I'm being charged bank fees on my fucking account. Yay, soap. Yay, soap. Yeah, I've only unlocked the pond. I have not unlocked the rest. Let's see. It is 2 o'clock. I think I'm going to take the dog out real quick because she hasn't gone out in a minute, and she's going to pee all over the floor if I do not take her outside, and she's peeing like literally a gallon at a time. I have never seen such a small animal hold so much liquid. But it's like dumping out a gallon of water on my floor, and that's not great. So I'm going to take a super quick break. Everybody go get some water, go to the bathroom, get a snack, get some lunch, whatever, and we'll be right back. I'm just going to take her out and attempt to find a snack, but I'm probably not going to find a snack, and then go from there. Why is my game freaking out? Okay. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Boo bang fees and more good news. I have not fucked up my taxes or done anything illegal so far in running this mobile shop. LOL. That's good to know that you have not done anything illegal or fucked up your taxes. Yay. That's always good. I successfully took all of the doggos out. I did not get anything for myself to eat, but that was expected, basically. I have water, so that's where I'm at. Which, I mean, I guess is better than nothing. Okay. Ooh, what the fuck's going on here? Did I not assign some... Are you not watering my fucking plants? Why are they wilted? Just dancing. Why? You useless fucking pleb. Of course, just dancing, not taking care of any of these plants that are dying. Piece of shit. Hermble's not good for anything. I legitimately don't remember what I was doing before I left. So... I don't have any extras. We've kicked everybody out. Oh no. Oh, is this looks like it's done to be. Yeah, nice. Also, we can remove that. I mean, guess technically I can swap out some of these some of these coops. Oh well, for right now we're just gonna move these sprinklers, I think. Pockets are full. My pockets are full. Probably have too many coops is probably another problem. Okay, need to go to bed. I have to name a board for the NPO. Okay. I mean, how does that work when you're one person? How do you name a board when you are the sole owner / proprietor / employee? Because it's like, I had to name like the titles of the people in my company, but I'm one person, at least as of right now. I'm one person. So like I am listed as president, but that's it. There's no other like title holders. But I'm not a nonprofit, so that's different. Obviously. Water the plants. You're holding a watering can. Why are my plants dying, you freaking pleb? I have to find people. This is a whole new corp. Okay. Well, good luck with that. I didn't mean to enter it again. No. Get out. Get out. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. Got a few coops moved. Not fully done, but we're getting there with progress. We're gonna move this to like here. That way that's at least watered for right now. Okay. I know we don't have much growing, but we need to do some stoof. I still need to make beady curd and go-go cupcakes. Beady curd required sweet beaties and muzz flour. Let's see how much I can make with what I've got. Beady curd is where? This one. I can make 18. Let me see how many I have total, because I actually don't know how many I have. Do I only have 6? I have 6 of those, and I need how many? 20? Oh, well, I don't have nearly enough to make stuff. Well, we're close. I want some fun-looking food. Okay, so I need more sweetie beaties to do that, which I think I'm out of those. Alright, I gotta dump off some of this stuff in my pockets. No, I did not mean to take the Pompadour out. Okay, let us drop off some things. Well, we have some stuff that I can drop off in here. This, 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 that. Okay, and then over here. Okay, that's slightly better. I think I can go ahead and drop off the gloom bun for now, because I don't think we're going to use that. Drop off that and this. And we'll drop off the extra lattes for the moment. What else was I going to make? Cupcakes? Which I need fructose, spring beans, fluty sauce, and muzz flour. So, spring beans, muzz flour. Can also drop off the Pompadour. We don't need that for right now. Do I have room over here for anything? Yes. Put an ice cream cone in there. And we'll put this in here for right now too. Well, this is a sprinkler heater. We can actually maybe use that. Let's take that out. Yay, another Pompadour. Okay, what else do I need? How much muzz flour? I only have 8 muzz flour. I need to drop more muzz flour in. We'll just drop all of it. And I need to get some more sweetie beaties to plant. We have muzz flour going. I need How many ground spring I have? Oh, I have a lot of ground spring beans, so I'm actually probably good on that for the moment. I need fluty sauce, which is this one, which I have 67, which is a decent amount. That might be enough for the moment. And fructose, which comes from Sweetie Beaties, so I do need more Sweetie Beaties no matter what. So we need more Sweetie Beaties. We need all the Sweetie Beaties to make all the fructose and all of this stuff. But we can only buy so many a day, sadly, so... I think it's this one. Nope. I'll take the lot. I mean, I guess I should buy... While I have money, I should buy more crops. Always use Muzz. Take more Pompidoots. Just take everything that we can afford. And we got a token. Had one rad lad. Can do. We are halfway there to the next goal. Well, halfway to the next level, I should say. Not to the next goal. Should plant some seeds, then we can travel, because I have a lot of seeds on me, and they will take forever to grow. Welcome back. Wait, what do you mean, what? Hey, Christian, welcome. The welcome back was timed at Cap, who came back at the exact same time as you popping in, I guess. Ah, Christian has redeemed the Steeb for the stream. So it's almost 3 o'clock. So what I'm gonna say is this: I'm gonna give you guys an option. We can switch over and check in on Steeb now, and either come back to Ooblets, or we can wait till the end of stream to check in on Steeb. Let's see. Tog has completed his main quest arc. Vampire's done. Serena cured. Me gonna have to pick another game. Christian, you missed the total chaos that was the first 30 minutes of the stream, where I tried 3 different indie games and none of them worked. So, technically 4, because 1 wouldn't even open. But, oh my god, I really was planning on playing some cool indies today, and then 1 was just like the camera setting was like seizure inducing, and I'm not even a person who gets like motion sickness, and I was not gonna be able to play it. And then we tried another game, and just it wouldn't, like, the window wouldn't load correctly over OBS. It was just a whole fucking functional disaster. 1 wouldn't open at all, and in the other one would open but not let me tab it, so that I couldn't get out of it to actually set up OBS. So this wasn't what was planned for today's stream. But so you guys, if you want, we can check in on Steeb now, or we can wait until the end of the stream to check in on Steeb. The end of the stream is in about an hour and 15 minutes, so it's up to you guys. We can check in on him now, or we can check in on him at the end of the stream. And if we check in on him now, we can either come back to Ooblets and continue our little bit of grinding, or we can switch to something else. But just know that the end of the stream isn't a super long ways away, because we're doing a 4-hour stream today, even though the first 30 minutes were basically a waste, sadly. But hey, that means I can uninstall more games from my computer, because if they don't work for stream, then I'm not going to just have them sit there. And if they're really bad controller-wise, or they're just not functional, I'm not going to keep them for me, because I'm not going to play a game that's not functional. That's too frustrating. I don't play games to be frustrated infinitely, so I'll leave it up to chat what you would like to do. Because we could do a short chat plays if you want, instead of a full-length chat plays, which means it would be 3 weeks instead of 6 weeks. Which means it would be less than, like, 2 hours. because I have to end the stream at 4 no matter what we do, so... Do I have another coop on me or no? Nope. Okay. Let's go ahead and plant these first. Steve now, chat plays after. That's a vote for that. Does everyone else agree that is what they would like to do? Because I can't believe I fucked up the last chat plays by not knowing it doesn't save. So, you know, that's always fun when you fuck up. Okay, I need to, either way, I need to get into here. And I need to give 8 of these to that. What April said, sorry, got kidnapped by a roommate, so you can show me a thing. No getting kidnapped, that doesn't sound fun. Is this coop... they don't have any seeds, right? So, take them out. Okay, I'm gonna just set up this last, I want to set up these seeds at least, and then we'll switch over, if that's okay with everybody. Because I just bought all these damn seeds, and if I sit on them, I will never plant them. Did I just empty the coop and not pick up the coop? Am I, like, having one of those moments? Okay, there we go. Have to pick the damn thing up to move it. Okay, and then we have to go in. Yeah, so we'll probably do that. In just one moment. Try and finish and setting some seeds down. My character is dying, so we might actually do it sooner than later. Hopefully we won't have as many technical difficulties switching between 3 games as we did earlier. Because that was not a good time. And I'm going to give them... Well, actually, no, let me not give them anything right now. Yeah, my character is basically dead, so I think we might cut it there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open up so we can check in on Steve, and then we'll switch over to chat plays for a short round, and we will go from there. So let me go ahead and save this. Save, please. And let me get Steve going. Welcome to the black screen of doom. Oh, is it gonna auto detect? Nice. See, unlike the other games, usually when I switch from window to window, it doesn't have a problem. A little bit of a seizure warning as always with Steve. It's looking awfully dry. Nope, that's not where I clicked. Aww. Hi, doggo. Okay, we'll take a little... Everyone take a meditative breather while we enjoy Steve's music. And we'll give Buck Buck a little spray too. Maybe, if it'll let me. Stop it. Let me... I wasn't talking to you, baby. You can sit back down. Dog just jumped up. Okay, I'm gonna edit the stream info, and then we'll jump into chat plays, short chat plays. That's not what I want to put. There we go. Okay, I think we're gonna have a couple minutes of little Steve chill, and then we will switch over to our chat plays for the last 1 hour of stream. Yes, figure out food. Oh, pardon my yawn. I never did figure out any kind of snacks. I ate my 180 Twizzlers that I got for Christmas. So my Twizzler bucket is gone. Which is funny, because I'm not even like that big of a fan of Twizzlers, but they were individually wrapped, so that meant that they were all like super fresh when you ate them. I'll probably just grab some cereal or something, but I don't want to eat it on stream because no one wants to listen to me fucking crunch. Like the opposite of ASMR, like any kind of snack I have is crunchy, so it's not great for stream. I have water, so that's my non-crunchy snack. / breakfast / lunch. And my stomach is a grumbly, so I do actually really want to eat something. But I don't know what to eat. I could theoretically just grab a tub of of cake frosting and just eat that, but that probably would not be great for me either. But it would taste good. I wonder how my plant is doing. It's probably brown and crusty just like Steve. I don't know why it's... that's weird. Cap has signed on to check on their plant. Thank you, Steam Alerts, for calling her out like that. I don't have a lot of Steam friends, so I never turn off my Steam notifications because it's super rare that I ever am on a Steam game and somebody logs on like while I'm on it. Because I only have like I think I have less than 5 people on my Steam lists, so it's not like I have a lot of alerts. So that's really funny. Cap, what did you say you named your plant? I don't remember. Bebo, that's right. I know you told us before, but I couldn't remember. Then again, I can barely remember what day of the week it is. Uh-oh. I'm being summoned by a dog who can't stand up crate. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna leave Steve up, but I'm gonna go check on the dog because she only comes in here if she needs me. Be right back. Alright, sorry for that. She's back. I'm back. We're all back. She did come and get me because she did in fact need to go out, so I'm glad she came and got me before she peed all over the house. She came into the room and like came all the way up to like where I sit, which she normally does not do. So I was like, either something is wrong or she needs me, so. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to some chat plays. Hopefully OBS does not crap itself by how many times I have changed the game today. So hold on one second while I switch over to that. okay. Hold on, I can't see the game. You guys can see the game, but I cannot see the game. So give me 1 second. Settings. It's like, it's like, I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, there we go. I mean, I would prefer it to be windowed, but it's windowed at a crazy size. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's see.